All right. Hey, what's going on? Howlin with the big dog in full effect with Street Dawg Worldwide. You're here howling with the big dog with me, the original street dog, Stephen Stewart. I'm here kicking it live with the big dog. What's going on, Popz?
Hey, nothing much, man. Feeling pretty good. Hey, this weather's kicking out here again today.
All
Nice, nice.
And we got a special Tuesday edition of Howling with the Big Dog, all things considering how things are going in the NFL. And speaking of the NFL, we got somebody up on here paying ode and homage to Hall of Famer Terrell Owens. What's up with that? I didn't know you was a 49er fan.
I'm more or less a Terrell fan. Every team he played with, he balled out. So this happened. I happened to my nephew one of my nephews gave me this Terrell Owens shirts about some years ago. So I've always been a fan of his. So I love his game. So
going back to what he did in the Super Bowl, he had a broken leg and he's still balling like that. And Donovan McNabb didn't give him no props. That was some bullshit, man.
Well, you know what? A lot of these so-called analysts didn't give him no props either because they was on him. And because of how he supposedly acted in the locker room and his antics on the sideline, they ain't got shit to do. And it pissed me off when they kept him out of the Hall of Fame that long. The man should have been in on first ballot. But these people running around, well, he was a team wrecker. He was good. When he was on the field, they didn't say nothing about no team record.
No,
because
not at all.
Ain't nobody in the league get along with everybody all the damn time. So
no. Yeah, you had people on offense having problems with motherfuckers on defense and shit. It was just
if they ain't playing, they're supposed to be on them, Yeah. But like I say, he's my man. He was a hell of a player, And he didn't cheat the fans when he was on that field. He didn't cheat them, and he was never in trouble outside of the game. Matter of fact, in the game or outside, he never was a troublemaker. Never, arrested and paying fine, jumping on, on the ladies and shit. That wasn't him.
Yeah.
And why they kept him out of the Hall of Fame as long as they did, I really, well, you got haters everywhere though. Then that's all.
Yeah.
And people, like I say, these so-called analysts and so-called news writers and beat writers and shit, they was number one reason why he wasn't in there, because his stats said he should have been in there the first ballot. Yeah. Going by stats,
And you know what? Who else should have been on there? Like first two ballots? Chris Carter.
Oh yeah, they dogged him out too.
Yeah.
They dogged him out too. Yeah, like I said, these writers, they got who they like and who they don't like. So, I don't. It's a shame it's done like that, because you got some Hall of Famers in there with drunks, gamblers, and everything else in the Football Hall of Fame.
Hey, Lawrence Taylor was somebody who.
we don't have to. Everybody know his story. We don't even have to get into that. Hell of a player, but he had his faults, a whole bunch of them, and he was in there for the ink got dry. So.
Big dog, we supposed to be talking about quarterbacks. Let's get into the quarterback situation of what's going on here in the recent season. But the Hall of Famers, that's just how it goes. This is how it goes. We're flexible with things, y'all. Street Dog Nation, we get flexible with things on here. We're howling with the big dog.
We can't just talk about one thing all the time, because there's a lot to be talked about.
But let's get into the quarterback situation with a couple of teams in the NFL. Starting with Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins. His health is a big concern. Now, he has played a high level of football in 2024, although it's been a couple of games. But Miami does have an explosive offense. He's been pretty accurate and pretty good decision making. But with Tua's multiple concussions and the debate over whether he should retire, Popz, how do you feel about the long-term risk quarterbacks face with head injuries, even after signing massive contracts? Should the NFL or teams be doing more to protect these players?
I think they're doing the best that they can to protect. Now, when a guy's tackled and his head hit the ground like that, ain't nothing the owners in the NFL can do about that. Yeah, it's nothing when you get tackled on the field, ain't nothing they can do about concussion. Not really. But right. you gotta be able to protect him from themselves. Because the average guy, whether he's making big bucks or not, he want to be on the field. If he's not making big bucks, he want to be on the field so he can get big bucks.
Right. And if that's the whole point of them being out on the field.
Number one. So now, if you're making big bucks, you don't want the fans and the owners to say, and your teammates to say, "Well, man, he's faking it. He could be out here and this and that." But the player that this is happening to, he got to think of his life after football, or if he want to have the type of life that he'll be able to play with his kids, if he have kids or whatever, his wife or whoever, family, he's got to be able to enjoy them after his playing days is over, because it's not going to last forever. Whether he's whether you never get hurt or whatever, football is not going to last forever. So he's got to think of that. For him, want to continue to play, I'm quite sure he want to continue to play. But this is something him and his family is going to have to sit down and have a serious talk about. And me, we can sit out here and say, well, he should retire, he should do that. My thought on that, and a lot of people say, well, if it was me, I'd go and retire. No, you can't say that because you never was in this situation.
Well, that's agreeable, but he just signed $212.4 million contract with $167 million guaranteed, which was the largest in Miami's history. I know Dan Marino wish he would have had some of that money.
Well, all of them wish all the quarterbacks, the old quarterbacks, wish they could get that much. A lot of them didn't make that kind of money and played 10, 12, 13, 14 years. But now let's get back, excuse me, to the money he signed for. The Miami Dolphins knew in the first damn place he had these concussion problems.
That's true.
I don't want to hear about the money he signed and they gave him the money. I don't want to hear about that. All I'm concerned about is his health. Like I said, the Miami Dolphins knew his concussion problem before they signed him. So that's on them if they signed him and gave him that money.
And I agree with you. They knew it. So here's the question. Considering this, he just 2 weeks into the league, he just got a concussion. So if you was his agent, if you was his father, if you was somebody who was one of his loved ones, what would you say to him?
I'd tell him to take his time.
All honesty.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I wouldn't tell him to retire. I'd tell him to take him. I'd talk to him. If I was related to him or whatever, I'd talk to him and his doctors and his agents. I would tell him, don't take your ass back out on that field until the 8th or 9th or 10th week. And if he's not past protocol, then I would tell him to set your ass down forever. Don't go back out there. But if I was his doctors and his family, I wouldn't let him go back out there to even think about getting back out there to week 9 or 10. That's just me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. If you talk about going back out there in 2 or 3 weeks, I tell him you're crazy as hell. With your as easy as it is for you to get a concussion, you're crazy. If you go back out there before week 10. That's my opinion now.
Yeah.
Everybody hollering about the money he's making. I wouldn't give a damn if he's been playing $1 billion a year. It ain't worth his health. Because he can go back out there and get slammed on that and waiting to 10 weeks, he can still go back out there and get slammed to the ground like that and never be the same, never be able to walk or remember who in the hell he is. But if he gives himself another 6 to 8 to 9 weeks, he'll stand a better chance of that, that healing.
Recovery.
Right, that'll heal, give him a chance to, be able to heal and to take a few blows. But that he took over the weekend, Val, that's a routine tackle.
See, that's the issue. It wasn't like the one where he was sacked so bad he was on the ground trembling and stuff. This was like a normal tackle.
He ran into
the money. He got the money. He got the money. It shouldn't be about the money. I know you love the sport, but it's not about the money anymore. He got it.
And it's not about trying to go out there proving shit to people. I'm a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. Hell, I'm getting knocked out every 5 or 6 games. I'm not gonna go through that. So if it was me, I was his family, his wife, and his mother and father and his agent, I said, my man is not going back out there till week 10. We're gonna give us a chance to heal.
Okay.
So that's just my opinion. I don't give a damn about the money because the Miami Dolphins knew his problem in the first place when they paid him. So that's on them.
All right.
That's on them. But
it's either or. It's a finicky situation. It's a touchy situation.
Not really. It shouldn't be though.
But I'm talking about people go choose should he retire or should he play?
I wouldn't give if it was me. If that I'm gonna say it just like this. If you was in that situation, I'd tell you to get your ass somewhere and sit down and give it some time. That guarantees money. He gonna get paid whether he sit down or go back out there and get himself screwed up, showing up. Yeah, with me and you, I tell you, set your ass down and let this heal up. Give it 6, 7, 8 more weeks, and then we'll see. We'll be evaluated at that time. If I was in this situation,
right,
I would give a damn how much money you making, how you cry about it. I tell you what would you rather do? Go out there and get screwed up and won't know your own self, or end up blowing your brains out because you disgusted with yourself and everything. What about your family? What about your wife? Maybe I don't know if you got a wife or kids or not, but what about yourself?
And since you you put me in this spot, because I was out there playing, I know how it gets, and my head got rang a couple of times, and I was done with football my junior year after my head get ranged up. So if I came to this, the NFL is the highest pinnacle that you can get as far as football is concerned. I get to the highest pinnacle, and then I get rang up the 5th time, and I signed the guaranteed money. I would more than likely I'd be done, but I ain't gonna lie. I would say, hey, let me think about it. I would tell people, let me think about it, because I know people gonna be complaining, oh, you should play or you should retire. I wouldn't care. I'm like, let me think about it. But in the back of my head, I'd be done, and I'd be thinking about coaching.
Well, this is what I want him to sit back and evaluate and look at. All the players before him that the doctor said they had concussion problems, see what happened to them. Then you make up your mind. Guys blowing their brains out. Guys don't even know who in the hell they are. And they're walking around, people got to take them wherever they need to go.
Julius Sayal was just as normal as he could be. The next thing you know, he got depressed and blew his fucking head out.
Yeah, I didn't want to name names, but he was one. And then you got other guys that's in bad shape from concussion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to call them. Everybody knows who they are. But he should do some research and find out if this is what he want his life to end.
Mm-hmm.
Not being able to know who he is, or his family, or be able to take care of himself. People got to give him bath and stuff like that. It's a lot to think about. I'm not, I know it's not easy to stop doing anything that you love. especially if you're getting paid.
But you played your whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, and getting finally got the nice buck and stuff. Hey, it's not. I ain't saying it's easy, but you got to think of life after football.
Right.
You know, so I feel sorry for him that he's got to make this choice because it's up to him. You know, looking. I just want him to look down the road and see if he want to take the chance of screwing up his life forever. That's all I would like for him to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So Street Dog Nation, give your comments and your 2 cents or 2 wishbones on the topic. It's a finicky one, like I say, because ultimately it is his choice.
Right.
Switching to the rookie quarterbacks this year. We got Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears, the first overall pick, entered the season with gigantic expectations, but despite his potential, his debut was underwhelming with 93 passing yards on 14 of 19 attempts and no touchdowns. Although he avoided turnovers, it was a underachieving situation for him. And then you got Bo Nix of the Denver Broncos. He had a tough start, completing 26 of 42 passes, 42 pass attempts, 26 made for only 138 yards. Damn, that's like 3 yards. But he threw 2 touchdowns.
That I don't mean nothing. All that passing. Where in the hell is the run game?
Yeah. Then you got Jalen Daniels of the Washington Commanders. He's had a solid performance, 17 of 24 for 184 yards. He didn't throw any touchdowns, but he didn't have any turnovers. So, with all that being said, we've seen these rookies, they struggle to adapt to the speed and the complexity of the NFL. Now, Popz is serious. Do you think it's too soon to start these quarterbacks right out of college? Or is it better to throw them into the fire early and let them grow through their mistakes? Like what Caleb Williams, Daniels, and Bo Nix are doing right now.
The sugar is in the pudding. You see what they're doing? They ain't doing nothing. Yeah, they should set. They should be able to set and learn. You shouldn't have to ask that question. If they was coming out balling, okay, fine. But you notice all the number 1, number 2, number 3 quarterbacks are picked. Every year they come out, they go to the worst. They struggle, but they go to the worst team. You shouldn't throw a young man. I don't give a damn how great he looked in college. That's playing against guys 18, 17, 19 years old. You're playing against grown-ass men in the NFL. Somebody
faster and bigger.
And stronger.
And smarter.
Yeah. So I don't give a damn how great he was in college. I don't think he should come in the NFL and start. You don't believe it? Ask Peyton. Ask some of these old quarterbacks that came in.
Troy Aikman.
And they threw them right in the fire right off the bat. Talk to some of them and let them and take some of the advice they're gonna give you. Because boy, NFL is a man's game. You can't come in there and expect to do like you did in college. And that's and the owners and these silly ass coaches,
general managers and coaches,
they think because you was drafted number 1, you're supposed to come in off the street balling. No, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just don't see why they could have, I say this now. If you're gonna bring a number 1 quarterback in, at least have a guy with 5 or 6 years seasoning to be your starter. Because this guy's old enough on some of these teams you could, trade for him and to bring him in and let the guy sit, for a year. when Mahomes was drafted, he wasn't drafted number one. He drafted like what, fifth, sixth, or somewhere up in there.
14th or something like that,
Like
because he was in the same draft with Trubisky.
Okay.
And they drafted him. I couldn't believe that.
Man, okay. Yeah, well. Anyway, you see it now. He came in, sit back behind was Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And he sat and learned, watched, and gathered it all up, gathered up all the information. And when Mr. Smith got hurt, he was put in, never looked back. How is that working out? Because he got a chance to sit and watch, talk to his coach, learn, his coach was feeding him information. And he watched Smith. Smith was good. He was a good ball player. He watched and learned.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they should throw those guys under the gun like that coming out of college. Like I said, I don't care how good you were. And they talking about Caleb. Hell, he wasn't that good his last year. He didn't do diddly.
Well, yeah, the team. I don't think he didn't do too bad, but the defense just didn't do anything either for SC.
Well, they didn't score. They weren't scoring that much either.
No, go ahead.
The offensive line wasn't that good for him either, because he was running for his life half the time his last year in college.
With Caleb, because as you can see, I'm a Bears fan, so I bear down for the nation, Bears nation.
Yeah.
Now check this out. Here's what I was hoping. I like Justin Fields. I liked what he was doing. I liked the potential that he was doing. Yet I understood the pressure of them drafting Caleb. What I was hoping was that, and I knew it wasn't going to happen because the media put so much pressure on these owners and these GMs for them to be making these decisions that they make. And I get it. I was thinking, Popz, that they have, like back in the days when the 49ers had Joe Montana and they had Steve Young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Steve Young sat back and waited. He sat
back and waited. But Joe Montana felt that pressure. That Steve Young, hey, if I mess up, I get hurt, he's coming, I might not come back. Mm-hmm. And eventually that did happen. But Joe Montana had to step his game up because he knew somebody like Steve Young was on his ass. So I was thinking that, draft Caleb Williams and, have them battle it out. But, give Justin his love because, he started, he did what he needed to do. The defense came up at the end, but they, just a lot of things that's going on. It's a young team. Give them a shot.
But the thing of it is, with Fields, he was there, 3 years?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't even know. He ain't got no money.
They never put nobody around him, Steve. They never put nobody around him.
Well, starting to, but then Caleb came along, and that was it.
But see, the thing of it is, Caleb, he's got some players around him, so he really don't have no excuse, to be honest.
Did you see these last 2 games he running for his life? The offensive line has been horrible as far as pass protection forever. Since Jay Cutler. That's how come Jay Cutler was mad.
That's why I don't understand them drafting a number 1 quarterback, and they had Justin Field there. He's coming in doing the same damn thing Justin Field was doing, running for his life.
Running for his life.
So what changed? Nothing. As far as I'm concerned, nothing changed. So
an interesting situation, Popz. An interesting situation. StreetDawg Nation, we want to know what you think. Give a comment or something. Let us know what you think. Even though if you're not a Bear fan, but if you're just a straight NFL football fan, give us your thoughts on what you think about these quarterbacks that we're talking about.
And I want to talk about this young fella that got benched in Carolina. Man, I feel sorry for him because you talking about Fields and Caleb got put in bad situations. He got put in a no-win situation no matter what, because the ownership was in turmoil. The coaches, the team, everything was messed up there when the young man got drafted. There's no way he could win. It's no way, Steve. He was just in a bad situation from the get-go.
Yeah, they did get a new owner, huh?
Yeah, they got a new owner. And I think they got a different coach too. Yeah. Because and this new coach, he flexing his muscle. He gonna set the boy down, which he, to be honest with you, he should have been sitting down, learning from the get-go.
Yeah.
Now they done humiliated him by yanking him like this. And he never had nothing. I could see if he had the good players around him, offensive line balling out, defense balling out, and had great with wide receivers and a running back. I could understand if he wasn't doing his job, throwing interception, throwing the ball away, and all this shit. I could understand it. But the young man from the whistle, first whistle to the last whistle, he running for his damn life. And now
so maybe that's what this coach is trying to do, Popz. Just said, hey, we're going to let you sit so you can watch the game and watch how things go with Dalton. Because Dalton been around for a minute. Let's just see how he does. And you learn stuff on the bench.
But why didn't they do that in the first place? They should have brought somebody in, seasoned quarterback in the first place, and let him sit and watch. Now, you done messed his confidence. His confidence is in his shoes now. By pulling him like this. This is all I'm saying. Hell, he's gonna have to work on his confidence now. He ain't got to work on no game. He got to work on his confidence, building his confidence back up.
Baker Mayfield, as a matter of fact, Baker Mayfield made a comment about this situation that, hey, it's unfair, but I feel that he's gonna make a comeback, because Baker Mayfield's been balling.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's like, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Yeah, but his situation in Cleveland was screwed up too. He didn't get along with his coach. Coach got fired, got another coach, and then they brought Odell in, and he's trying to feed Odell the ball. Odell double covered and shit. So he brought a lot of the criticism on him, on himself.
Right.
About what he was trying to do. I know Odell was his buddy, but when you're playing ball and trying to win, you don't have no buddies. You get open, or you don't get the ball thrown to you. Yeah. It's just as simple as that, So, but no, he's got a good squad. Now it seems like he's got his head on right. He got out all them damn commercials he was in. Yeah. And now he's concentrating on football, and he's balling. Got to give it to him. He's balling.
So I guess we are coming to a semi-agreement, if not a full agreement, that for the most part, the NFL team should be willing to rest and develop these rookie quarterbacks rather than throwing them in right away. That would be the best bet.
I agree with you, because I feel that they should set him. I don't care if they was drafted number 1 or not. I think they should set him for at least a year. Because okay, so you bring them in, and they ended up like Caleb and this young man from
and Nick struggling, Yeah.
So I just feel that if you're drafting these guys to be your franchise quarterback, I think they should be able to set them for a year.
Right.
Unless in some, the one above them get hurt, then you throw them in the fire. But for just bringing them in and sticking them in the first game of the season, I don't buy that. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't care who they are. I don't care what kind of college career they had, because if you look back in history, I couldn't remember no quarterback coming in out of college drafted #1 going to a good team. I don't remember that.
Well, that's why that's why it was the #1 pick, because the team wasn't no good. So
But why don't they understand? Okay, I'm crap, but I'm gonna throw a young man in the fire like this. Don't make no sense.
he's the savior.
He's not gonna save her. You have to, and especially if you bring a young guy in, like a young quarterback in like that, you got to put some people around him. You got to put some people in front of him to protect him.
Yeah.
And Caleb, he's got the same team that Fields had. And what's changed? Nothing. He's running for his life too.
Right. He got the defense is saying he got a different team with different receivers. It's just that line.
Hey, I don't want to hear that. The defense. I ain't not talking about the defense. I'm talking about the offense. Defense ain't got nothing to do with the offense. Offense can get out there and hold teams to 8 or 9 points. But if the offense can't score, what good is it?
Nada.
See, that's what all I'm saying.
Well, Street Dog Nation, we want your comments and your thoughts on this. Be optimistic, if anything, if you're talking about my Bears,
Yeah, well, what can I say?
No, it's all right.
All
right, Street. What's that?
I said, I know.
All right, Street Dog Nation. The time is now to where we're going to say goodbye. Catch us on Friday where we give a little pre-talk on the next games that's coming up for week 3. Other than that, Popz, good talking with you.
And some comments on the Thursday night game too. We're gonna hit on that just a little bit. The Jets
and the WNBA season is ended, so we got the playoffs coming up. Playoffs.
Yeah, but next week we'll be able to hit on them. Playoff. Yeah.
All right, Street Dog Nation. Thank you for kicking it with us with Howlin. As far as Howlin with the big dogs concerned. Here at Street Dawg Worldwide, we kick it one bite, one bark, one bone at a time. You stay safe out there out in them streets.
Yes, sir. And